Did you know as a child of God, you gonna stop doing certain things?
Who said that? But they wasn't wrong. When you know your identity in Christ, you gonna stop doing certain things. Welcome back to part 2 of the identity series where we talk about our identity in Christ. Now, one thing that I started to learn when I was learning my identity in Christ is naturally you stop doing things. You stop doing a lot of things. Let me tell you, whatever you have your identity rooted in, you're gonna start doing things in that identity. So if your identity is rooted in people pleasing, every single thing that you do is going to be tied to people pleasing. If your identity is rooted in money, everything that you do is going to be centered around money. So naturally, when you start understanding your identity in Christ and then start understanding Christ's identity, who he is, you'll stop doing a lot of things. All my people pleasers out there, please look at me. Learn boundaries. Okay, boundaries is going to be so important because you can't get mad at somebody for overstepping boundaries that they never knew about. How is somebody supposed to know that you don't like a certain thing if you never speak up on it? We could have that mindset of it's just common sense. This isn't how you're supposed to treat a person. This isn't. You would think that. But common sense is not so common. We can't sit here and blame people and get mad at people for crossing boundaries and crossing lines that they never knew were there. Establish it and stand firm on it. Don't just talk about your boundaries. Be firm about it. Set that boundary because people will keep overcrossing it as long as you let them, okay? When you understand your identity in Christ, you stop the hustling because you realize who your source is. Everything else is a resource. When you are connected to the source of life, you'll understand that he naturally provides. When you can get down to the root of issues, why you started doing certain things, why you started smoking, why you started drinking, why you started fornicating, why you started doing certain things, and when you understand I've been set free from that because who the Son sets free is what?
Free indeed.
Exactly. Free indeed. Free indeed. So if you know that you have been set free, why do you keep constantly putting the chains back on yourself so you can be bound? Stop it. We're not doing that anymore. The best thing that you can do when you're learning your identity is understanding Christ's identity. Study Jesus. Study God's character. When you understand who you're supposed to reflect, and when you understand who you're reflecting, you can start reflecting that, okay? So let's get it together. Stop doing certain things when you know whose child you are, okay? All right, I'll see y'all in the next episode of the Identity Series.